All right, so let's begin. As you can see, I put on a large plastic blade. It's a 1/2 inch number 4, if that means anything to you. It doesn't to me. It's just basically what I want to do is get some of his fur off. My 30 blade is underneath without, I want to do it a little bit quicker. So if I only use a 30 blade, I would be very careful, very cautious. If you hold it flat like this and down, you should be fine even with a 30 blade. But if you want to go a little bit faster to get a lot of this fur off, it's overdue, then you want to make sure that you're being as safe as possible. At least that's my thinking around it. So let's give this a try. And this is not going to be easy because, well, first off, he hasn't been bathed for about 2 weeks. So this is what I've read or seen in the videos, that this is called a dirty cut. So usually if you send them to a groomer, they wash and dry them completely. They don't use conditioner. The hair is crispy. These are all the things I've learned by asking a ridiculous amount of questions and annoying all these folks. So first, the most important thing is actually to plug in your clipper. Here we go. Now there's 2 settings, there's 1 and there's 2. I used to use the 1 when they were puppies, but now they're really pretty comfortable with the noise. The noise isn't what bugs them, it's actually just staying still. Groomers would have these dogs up on a table with a pole. I've never got the pole to work correctly on mine, so all the dogs just more or less stay still for me, and that's how it works for me. Storm, I started with Storm partly because when I said table, he ran because he knows there's a treat, and partly because he's 4 years old and calmer, and he trusts me, I trust him, and that makes it for easier grooming on the table. Just practice. I will do Apollo just to show you. The size is a lot different. Apollo's actually become very difficult for me because of his size and my inexperience in grooming. I'm sure Jillian is probably cringing because I have my own techniques here. As you can see, I'm just going down, and this is my discovery with these plastic combs, which is probably what they're for, but it took me a while. Just makes it easy and more comfortable. I don't go underneath yet because as I get closer to his more delicate places, I just take a little more time. So it's down in the middle, whoops, down in the middle, down towards from the shoulder blades, and then once you hit the shoulder blade, it comes down like that. And I just picked that up both from watching Jillian and another a professional show groomer, and a lot of videos online over and over again because I forget things. And it just, even if I just wanted to do this once a week for like a few minutes and not wait, then it just becomes easier and faster. See how much hair comes off there? And I don't, and if you try to just, the other thing about, try not to make them look too scraggly because you're not a professional, or at least for me, is that you kind of keep your angle of the comb the same, which then cuts the same length here. And for me, I'm really not going for perfection. I'm going for clean, healthy, easy to see ticks, really very practical reasons why. I just want to keep them groomed and short. I hope you can see this from the video. Now I usually hold, and this is going to be more important when we get to actually trimming their face with a shorter blade. I hold their mouth closed very, very gently because you don't want want to stop their breathing in their nose, but and make a bad experience of it. But I do that because from what I've read and what I've heard, the two places, you know, their tongue is, if you accidentally cut their tongue, and a groomer actually told me that she's done it, which kind of horrifies me, but if you accidentally cut your tongue, it bleeds for days. It doesn't stop bleeding. So that's not something I want to do. You notice that Storm got a little bit uncomfortable there because he had a knot, which I will go back to and see if I can either cut it out or comb it through. Yeah, I didn't really spend a lot of time on his legs. But that's kind of the idea around using comb and using a clipper. And using the plastic blade combs. All right. So then I'll brush this out, clean up my fur. I'm already getting hair up my nose. It's not fur, which is what makes it actually, you know, we're lucky because our dogs don't shed. However, when you actually decide to groom them at home, it's like hair everywhere. And I'm putting this in the handy dandy, easy accessible wastebasket that I brought out. Okay, pause.